12 and a half, get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth uncensored.
Was there ever a weapon?
My whole network.
Was there? Did you ever hear about that?
No.
I never heard about that. You know what I mean?
Shell casings.
I never heard of. So it's just a lot here, man, that I can't wait till it gets closer so more information.
Getaway driver.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, man, here that you know, just remain. And then you got the C word, which we're not going to repeat here.
Hell no.
But then you got critical thinking. We're never, ever going to be told not to think critically about a situation. I don't care how many people say what about this and that. We're always going to be thinking clear, thinking critical and concise to try to get to the bottom, you know, of a situation. Because that's just what we do here.
We got to. It's only fair to people that are important, to people that were doing things in this world, the right things. Right. And somebody that made an impact like Nipsey Hussle did out here. And we love his music. I think that Dead or Alive, he had the best album of 2018 between him. It's a close 1-2 between him and Meek, and that's just my personal favorites of 2018. But Victory Lap was on a league of its own prior to his unfortunate passing, and now it stands on its own, of course. Yeah. But we can't just let that go by, that kind of impact go by without asking proper questions. We've seen historically how this country works. We can say what we want. We got to leave this alone, do this. It was this, it was that. But we know how this country historically works. We got to make sure that we hit all angles.
Oh, yeah.
And we do the proper justice.
Yeah.
Because other platforms and other high profile platforms and media outlets ain't going to do it.
Yeah. What do you think about, you know, the constant stories coming out? It was a video that was released the other day. And it seems like every time that there's something changes, like the video the other day was pretty much allegedly supposed to be Nipsey hugging and dapping up, you know, Eric Holder. Then a day or two after that, the family said that wasn't. It's just so much, man, that is, you know, it's like a roller coaster ride with this situation here. And this is definitely another dramatic turn in the course of events. But again, you know, we'll keep you updated. But there's also, you know, another twist to this story, you know, today that was pretty much released about the same time this story came out. Is Nipsey Hussle's brother, you know, Blacc Sam. Now, according to a petition filed by Nipsey's brother, once again, Blacc Sam, he wants to take control of his brother's estate, which is valued, according to the article, of about $2 million right now, pretty much saying that it could be, if he doesn't, you know, that the estate pretty much is going to lose money, and he wants to pretty much come in and manage it. The best example I can give is, you know, you got two guys, you know, doing this, and one guy, you know, God forbid something happens to him, the show has to keep going on. You don't just stop because you got a business entity, you know what I mean, already built. And who better than your brother, Blacc Sam, somebody who's with you every day, you know, pretty much raised you along with your parents, whatnot, to take control. If he knew your vision, if he knew what you wanted, you know what I mean, to do. So right now is a petition in that a judge has yet to decide who will get, you know, control over his estate. Naturally, it will be Lauren London if they were married. Right. But now it's up in the air about who will get control over the estate. Sam Ant, what do you think about Blacc Sam filing a petition to take control over his brother Nipsey Hussle's estate? Man,
well, first off, obviously you would agree with that situation, being obviously with brothers, and we can kind of feel for that and get that and understand that. But this is the fucked up part when it comes to wills and families and deaths, and as close as they are, money is something great to tear it apart. And anytime somebody has something big involved and there wasn't something lined up to where we already knew it was set in stone where it was supposed to go, you're going to get these kind of situations in it. Man, I hope it doesn't get ugly, because, I mean, we both got big families. Yeah. We both dealt with death. And we both know how money can really fuck up situations. Right. So you really hope that it doesn't go on, especially in this situation where it's going to be all over the media. We're going to get every little bit of this. We're getting the sister wanted to do this. We're getting the brother wants to do this. The family can't do this. So everything is laid out right now. So you would hope it could kind of resolve peacefully to where we're not sitting here and it's not becoming a circus, especially for the family to have to consistently read every day. But your immediate reaction and thought would be, of course, Blacc Sam should go ahead. He knows the day-to-day operations. And most importantly, he knows Nipsey's vision. He was probably as close to him, if not close as Lauren was, as far as the day-to-day operations on how to properly move his business and move his machine. So it will only be right and be fitting for him to go ahead and take along those day-to-day operations. We see Marathon Clothing had to shut down its store temporarily because of a blessing, because of orders. They got to get that on track so that they can get back buzzing, get these online orders taken care of. People be patient with them so they can get that properly taken care of. But you don't want to see these things go away. And there's a lot of whisper that they should shut it down and this and that. I completely disagree with that. He didn't build it for it to shut down. So you're going to have somebody that knows the vision in place. Now, if Blacc Sam isn't the person because he doesn't like the paperwork or like this, maybe that's a different story. We don't know.
Right.
But from the outside looking in, the obvious choice to run day-to-day operation, take it from there, from Nipsey, would be Blacc Sam.
Right. Now, we do know also that Blacc Sam pretty much, supported Samantha request to get guardianship over Nipsey's daughter. You know what I mean? So, there's, something there. But yeah, I agree, man. I think that, and the thing is going to happen. People say, well, why are people talking this, that, and the third? Because right now, this family's in the spotlight. They're in the public eye, more than ever. So now it's like when the court papers filed, but there'd be a police report. These sites, go out and they look for this type of information, petition, whatever, and now they come and report it. And thus now we speak, about this. But it only makes sense, man, because with death, a lot more opportunities are going to come up for Nipsey's estate. A lot of people think that it's over. No, there could be a lot of things that could be done. So you're going to need somebody who's going to be able to, of a sound mind, execute that will and pretty much, be the CEO over it and make sure that continues to make money and continues to get dispersed correctly and, doesn't die. What I mean? Because we always talk about, Prince's estate, not Michael, anybody's estate who,
Aretha Franklin just now.
Aretha Franklin. And another thing I'll say to people listening, no matter what age, I would say when you a sound mind, 18, you want to have these things in place because you never know. Because now you see he's 33. He didn't even have a will in place to dictate what goes where. So now it could turn into a situation where it could get ugly and you got to rely on a judge to decide who's going to be the executor or take over, the operations when Nipsey, would have had it in writing. It would have been no question. All right, Blacc Sam, boom. But he probably, he's young. Nobody's thinking that, at 33, 20, that you're going to be, killed, shot, or whatever. Right. But let it be a lesson. It's a lot of things that we can learn from this. That's one thing. And make sure you have your paperwork in order. It's tough. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to, say, okay, when I die, where does this go? Who wants to do that? Right. But it's necessary because people are going to be fighting over that if you got substantial amount of wealth like Nipsey did.
One of our people, one of our moderators, Sia Bella, in the chat room right now, she said something a little earlier that I'm not going to ignore that shit. I've seen it and we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about it later though. She said something in regard to Blacc Sam. He kept going to jail though. Business kept getting raided too. So she has a little bit of opposition to Warren Blacc Sam being it. And we talked about it a little bit in the pre-production and we got to just give it a 360 degree if it's out there. We don't know everything. We don't know why he was in jail. We don't know any of the situations, but does his credibility go into question when you look at his past?
First I would need to know if Sia Bella does know what was he accused of or locked up for. What was he charged with? For one, before but that doesn't necessarily have to. It could, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Who knows? What the situation is. But we know that we did. That's how we got introduced to Blacc Sam. That Nipsey was bailing him out. I think it was a pretty big bail
on the plane. And
right, it was $1 million bail. So
yeah.
what the hell was you doing? Your bail's $1 million. I don't know. Maybe the information. We ain't type to go digging like that. But if somebody knows, drop it, please. In the chat room. But yeah, it could, maybe not. But my thing is, who will be the best person to take over? That is who I would want to see do it. If it's him, it's him. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah, and overall, it just has to be done right. You want to see somebody continue it successfully because it was such great potential there, and the overall blueprint was so great. You just don't want to see that just get buried or taken and vultured or whatever. You know what I mean? Make sure that stays alive and stays going. I've seen somebody in the chat room because I'm in there a little bit now. Nip is not Jesus. People need to chill. Shout out to no donating to gossip or entertainment for me. And that's true. I mean, no one's trying to ordain him as somebody being somebody more or anything like that, but he was more to his community. You'd be hell pressed to tell them people in that community he wasn't something higher than what we see out here in a regular human being, taking care of them, helping people out of jail. Somebody get out of jail, they're not expecting to have any employment, any job, any opportunity. They see Nipsey Hussle, this high-profile rapper, looking at them like another human being.
Nipsey was real at the end of the day. He's real.
Talk about it.
He's real. We don't have no proof. I ain't even going to go there. Nipsey was real. I don't want to offend nobody.
He was really out here helping people.
Right. Really. It's not a mythical story that someone made up. Nipsey was really in the hood, Vector 9, really doing stuff tangible, really had a blueprint, you know what I mean, really, you know, was reinvesting back in his neighborhood like a lot of these rappers talk about doing or postulate about doing. He was actually doing it, and he made himself, you know, of a target for doing so, I think, you know, in my opinion.
I agree.
You know?
Definitely. Let me see what else is going on in the chat room.
Yes.
My truth uncensored, my whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. I like my truth uncensored, my whole network viral. 12 and a half get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spirals. You're now tuned into the greatest. Motherfucker, you ain't never lie. If them people watching us like YouTube, then tell them